My name is Dor De Wick, the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture. We just concluded with the 103rd edition of the Bayelsa State Executive Council session. Executive Council deliberated several heads and subheads, including those of the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources. I briefed Executive Council on the ongoing projects under the ministry, especially the BAV project, which I briefed Exco that our concessionaire, Aquaseas Nigeria Limited, has commenced activities at the Bayelsa Aquaculture Village, Yenegwe, with the implementation of production in the aquaculture village. And I also briefed Exco that the Songhai trainees, which were 200 in number, which Exco approved, that should have the right of first refusal in participating in the aquaculture village as entrepreneurs, are already on site. Remember that in 2014, the Bayelsa state government trained 200 agricultural experts at Songhai, Port Novo, Benin Republic. They came out with flying colors, and right now a facility which they will be entrepreneurs, practical farmers in themselves, have been established. And so as we speak, the private sector participant is at the estate, and a 100 of the graduates of that training program are already hands on deck in the aquaculture village. Now that farm estate is established to have 500 big ponds, as we are all aware. Exco approved that each of the ponds has to be managed by one entrepreneur, as against the earlier proposal that two could manage a pond. The reason being that the farmers should be sustainable and their outputs and profits should be able to cater for themselves and make them be sustainable farmers. Beyond that, the farm estate is designed also to take more than the number that is trained by the state government in Port Novo, and therefore ongoing process of involving other interested participants is ongoing. We advise young men and women, entrepreneurs and would-be entrepreneurs who want to take up agriculture, especially fish farming, to take advantage of this opportunity provided by the Restoration Government to come to the ministry, register, follow all due diligence, and be participants of the aquaculture village. It is expected that the state, which is originally positioned as the fish belt of this country, is effectively the fish suppliers of the country. And that is a key decision that was taken by Exco. As we speak, the concessionaires have started breeding, and with the timelines with me, by 30th of this month, fingerlings will be introduced to 50 ponds. There are 500 ponds, but you know, technically not all the 500 will be stocked the same day because they will manage production. And so 50 ponds are being prepared and being fertilized. And so with the timelines with me, on the 30th of this month, the 50 ponds will be stocked, meaning that in the next 3 months to 4 months, the BAV will have fish to sell to consumers.
Now, you have 200 entrepreneurs that are trained, which is whatever the union will have to stop the union homes, they will also need to do something.
Yes, I am not in the management of the private sector, but I know that they will have to stagger the production such that they can manage the outputs. Let me say that if you have 1,000 ponds and you want to stock them, technically you will not stock all together, because if you stock them this day, you will also harvest on that day. If not so, you will be managing the ponds or feeding the fish at your own peril. So they will stagger the production, and that is why 50 ponds have to be started. And probably in the next 2 months, another 50 will be stocked, and that is how it will be, such that throughout the year there is fish to stock and ponds to stock and fish to sell, and that is how production is managed. So I hope that if they start with 50 ponds and they stock all the 50 by the end of this month, probably by end of February, another 50 will be stocked, depending on the timelines that they have set for themselves, which I do not know. Remember that as a state, is to establish the facility and give them to private sector to manage. But even as they manage, we must be interested in their affairs, especially where it concerns our entrepreneurs, and which is what we are doing.